Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Brittany coming to you live from Seniors Blue Book. And this morning, I have a very special guest in the SVB house. Today, I have Crystal Whitley, RN, Director of Wellness from Heartis Venice. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am doing wonderful. It's a beautiful day out.
That's right. And it's a beautiful moment to have you here on Seniors Blue Book. I mean, I kind of know you a little bit.
Do we though?
Kind of, a little bit. So I wanted to do a segment on what does it mean to you to be a nurse? And over the last, you look like you're in your 20s, but you've been in nursing for at least 10 years plus. So who better to pick to interview on this topic than you, of course. So tell us, first of all, introduce yourself and then tell us a little bit about your background in nursing. And we'll, of course, get into some of those topics related to what it means for you to be a nurse.
So I've been a nurse since 2006, and I started at actually Inglewood Hospital was the first hospital I was officially an RN at. And since then, I've certainly have done a lot with my nursing career. I've spent a lot of time on many different floors, everything from medical surgical to cardiac to ortho floors, a variety of hospital nursing. And then I transitioned to home health, spent a number of years in home health. And through that process, I became a strong home health nurse in senior living communities in the area. And that's where I found my greatest passion. I absolutely love the senior living industry. And so it kind of marries two of my favorite things, which is being a nurse for our senior population that I knew very early on, even during nursing school, that I would ultimately focus on seniors' health. And then senior living communities, they're just amazing. They really do warm my heart. And so that's my current focus is I'm a director of wellness for a new community that I'm very excited about, Heartis. So that's my focus right now. And that's kind of the background, the quick end of that background, because I have been a nurse since 2006. It's a lot of years. It's a lot of seeing a lot, but it's been wonderful.
And of course, I'm standing in front of your new building, which is almost completed.
It is almost completed. It almost looks exactly like that rendering. And it's actually, that's such a small portion. I'm so excited to get in my steps. I'm definitely going to get in my steps. It's a large community and it's so breathtaking. It really is. And not to brag or anything, but it's beautiful.
It certainly is. So let's jump into the word nurse. And I think a lot of people would say, you guys are obviously the frontline heroes, and especially during COVID, but every day, whether it was COVID or no COVID. So I know being a nurse, you can't just be a nurse. You have to have like that heart for it, that passion for it, like you do. So tell us, what does it mean to be a nurse to you?
For me, I'm going to preface it. I'm going to put a disclaimer, and there are many different types of nurses, and thank goodness, because there's such a need. Everything from an ER nurse to a longer term care nurse, and it does require you to be very different people. What it means to be a nurse to me is holding someone's hand during some of the worst times and hopefully some of the best times as well. It's such a privilege to get to help take care of people. And so for me, it's about that. It's truly not about the skills that go along with being a nurse. Those, healing wounds and doing skills that are really very incredible. Absolutely. But for me, it's holding someone's hand during some of the most stressful times. That's what being a nurse is to me.
Tell me the top 3 best things about being a nurse.
Top 3 best things. Wow. I feel like I might have said the most obvious one is sort of what I said. It really is holding someone's hand. I can't tell you what that means. And it really is genuinely such a privilege. So that is definitely one. The other one is it is the skills, the things that you get to do, watching someone heal and come from places that it is scary. And so getting to be a part of that process, definitely another top component. And then the third is the variety. There's so much that you can do being a nurse. And that's one of the reasons I always encourage people to go into nursing, because no matter what you're looking for, there's a way to find it in nursing. There's always a way to incorporate it into nursing. There's just so much you can do. So that's my third thing, I think.
So now that you've answered the best part, let's ask you the reverse question. Are there any worst parts about being a nurse? And I don't like saying it that way, but what's the unpretty side, or one of the factors of the unpretty side of being a nurse?
I think that you tend to immediately say it's losing patients, it's losing people you've been with, especially the type of nursing I've primarily done. I'm with people sometimes for months to years, and then they pass, and so I tend to start to say that, but the truth is, even that is a privilege. I don't know that it's the traditional thing that someone might think of, because you do see a lot and experience a lot, but that in itself, even the worst times, how it's ultimately, again, it really is a privilege, not to sound, but it is. So truly the worst part, the thing that you can never escape, there's never going to be a position once you become a nurse, especially a registered nurse and such, you're never going to escape documentation. Paperwork and documentation will forever, no matter the position you find, unless you find it, it's the necessary evil to nursing, paperwork.
So my last question for you is, and we kind of touched on it, is you mentioned how diverse being a nurse can be, the different environments you can work in. So we know you're most focused on senior living. So why is that? What drew you to working with seniors, and why is that so rewarding for you?
That's a great question. Fairly recent, in the last year or so, and in home health, I had a patient ask me, because I do get passionate, and so my mood automatically elevates when we're discussing senior living, and so so they asked me that. So I'm going to answer similar. I've seen the people that live alone and they feel isolated, lonely. Maybe they don't have family nearby, or family's busy, they're working full-time jobs, they're raising their own family now, and so there's isolation. And then there's, of course, those that again live alone and they're afraid of falling or something happening, or just getting sick and living alone. And so it's the isolation component that some experience, and then seeing them move into a senior living community where they start living again. And how do you not get happy about that part? Seeing people making that transition. I'm not suggesting that it's easy, but once you've moved in and you've acclimated to the environment and you start participating in the activities, I just think it's a beautiful process to watch, since I've seen it from start to that moment where they can start living again and having neighbors so close by, and they take care of one another. And so that's it. It just it's my happy place, seeing how well they take care of one another and how they start thriving in the right environment.
That's awesome. That's exactly like from when I worked in senior living. That's the most beautiful thing to see. It's heart-wrenching to see somebody struggle with the transition of being able to take care of themselves or their loved one, and the both of them, and they feel like they're almost like losing something moving into a community, but they're gaining so much from that. They're getting obviously that safety and the care they need, but the socialization aspect, the just knowing there's somebody there to take care of everything as needed. The word privilege probably best describes it, I think, and you hit that on the money. Like, the word privilege is being able to be with somebody in their final years. And I feel like that somebody trusts you to make the best of the last years of their life in this life is amazing. And so I can imagine, as the director of wellness, your involvement in their lives is so important, and you have such a strong influence and the capability to make somebody's life so much better and thrive, like you said. And Heartis has it, seniors living. That is the slogan, not senior living, but seniors living. And that is truly what it's all about. So we're all super excited for Heartis to open the doors there. You're taking reservations. And again, you have independent living, assisted living, and memory care. When can we expect for the doors to be open for your community to be accepting residents?
Gosh, we are so excited. I would say it's very realistic to say 60 days. Of course, we are right in the beginning phases of having all of our approvals, taking care of everything that goes along with that. And so I do think that it's realistic to say 60 days. It gives some leeway room. But we are getting so close to being able to open our doors and at least peek in and have people come in. But we do have a welcome center that has amazing renders, such as the one that you're using as a background. So you truly get a feel. And I can tell you, I have been in the construction component. I've seen it. It's amazing watching those renders truly come to life. So we have a welcome center that we're utilizing in the meantime, and you'll get a strong feel for exactly what the apartments are going to look like. Our amazing amenities. It's truly seniors living. We have everything from cafes to a pool to libraries, movie theaters. Notice I'm using the plural version. We have so much, and of course, art centers and exercise rooms, not just one, but two. And it's wonderful. And that's just to name a few. Did I mention bars? We have, and we're so pet friendly. How exciting is that? We are so pet friendly that we even have yappy hour. And I think I've said enough. Clearly, we are so excited for our community, and it's going to be wonderful.
Yes, it is. So again, reach out to the Heartis team if you would like some more information. And Crystal, thank you so much for spending some time with us here at Seniors Blue Book. We obviously sincerely appreciate our partnership with Heartis and wish you all the best here in the next coming months of excitement and opening.
Thank you so much for giving me the space to talk about two of my greatest loves, which is nursing and seniors living.